Hi guys, I'm Lori, and this is Mermaid and Jedi Adventures. You may notice that I'm by myself today. David is just sitting this video out because basically I make the plans when it comes to our Disney trips. So I booked the FastPasses, so it just made sense for me to tackle the tips of how to book your FastPasses. So before we get started into the tips, I just wanted to say that this is not a tutorial video, so this is not, we're not going to be explaining how to physically book the passes. If you are interested in a tutorial and want to see step-by-step how to book your FastPasses, I would highly recommend Mickey Travels Amber. I'll link her YouTube channel below. She goes through step-by-step how to book your FastPasses. She also updates things very quickly, so anytime there's a change to the FastPasses as well, that information will be in her YouTube. In her YouTube videos. She's also a licensed Disney vacation planner, and she has planned a couple of our trips, so I couldn't recommend her more. So without further ado, let's get into some tips for booking your FastPasses. So to start off, what is a FastPass? Basically, your FastPass are 3 times you kind of get to skip the line. You don't get to go to the front of the line, but you do get to wait in a much shorter line. So your wait could be, 5 or 10 minutes. We've waited no time at all a few times. Up to 15 minutes or 20 minutes for a really big attraction instead of, a 45-minute to 2-hour wait for some of the attractions. So that, time is money. The more time you are at one attraction, the less time you get to spend at the others. So it's definitely a great way to see and get on some of the really popular attractions without having to wait in those really long lines. Some of the parks have a tier system. So Hollywood Studios and Epcot, for example, have a system where you can pick 1 from their, category A and 2 from category B. Hollywood Studios, I found it really easy this time because there's not a lot going on at Hollywood Studios. This is August 2016. There's quite a few things closed as they're preparing for Star Wars Land. Epcot was a little bit more difficult because they have a lot of great attractions there. But for the most part, I'm pretty happy with what we picked, and I'm sure we'll get on other rides as well. At Magic Kingdom and Animal Kingdom, there isn't a tier system, so you can just pick your top 3 of what you'd like to pick. So some tips. I would say out of the 2 most important tips are to book early and plan ahead. So book early. If you're staying on Walt Disney World property, you're able to book up to 60 days in advance, which is fabulous. You will need that 60 days, and I recommend as soon as you are able to, book on the first day that you're able to book. We've had some a couple of times now where we only got to go on, let's say, Seven Dwarfs Mine Train one time in our whole 7 days because those FastPasses go so quickly. So as soon as you're able to book. If you're not staying on Walt Disney World property, unfortunately, you're still able to have FastPasses, but you're not able to book them until 30 days ahead of time. There's still going to be lots of FastPasses left. It's still definitely worth it to do it though, to skip the line or to, wait in a shorter line. Another way I think it's really important with FastPasses or what to look at with FastPasses are to, with planning ahead as well, is to do a little bit of research. Take a look at what are the wait times for some of the rides and sort of narrow it down to what do you really want to go on and which rides have really long lines. And then, pick the rides that have really long waits. For example, you may really want to go on Seven Dwarfs Mine Train and the Haunted Mansion. Those are your top 2 things you want to go on, but you only have 1 FastPass left. The wait times for Seven Dwarfs Mine Train are at least 45 minutes, going up to 2 hours at peak times. With Haunted Mansion, the wait is only, there's many times when it's walk-on, there's quite a few times where it's maybe 10 minutes. Peak season, maybe half an hour, 45 minutes, and things tend to move very quickly. With the Haunted Mansion ride, because it's a continuous tram sort of moving ride, it tends to load very quickly. They can take a lot of people at a time. versus Seven Doors Mine Train, it's, you know, one card at a time. Another tip is that you can change your fast passes. If you've gone to the parks, you've gotten there early, and you're able to ride, let's say, Space Ranger Spin in Tomorrowland at Magic Kingdom. You're able to get on that maybe 2 or 3 times back to back because you got there when the park opened and you happen to have that as your 12 o'clock fast pass. Well, if you've already ridden it enough times and you're pretty satisfied with that you've got the experience, maybe you want to change that. Maybe you want to book Pirates of the Caribbean instead. So that's where having My Disney Experience on your phone is very helpful, because you don't have to go to a kiosk. You can just change that on your phone. You can just change the one fast pass to something else, whatever's available. Another tip that I have is something that a lot of people know but some people don't, is that once you use up your first original 3 fast passes, you're able to book more fast passes, which is awesome. So let's say it's the middle of the afternoon, coming near the end around 4 o'clock, you've already had your 3 fast passes. The second that you check in for your 3rd fast pass, you can get on your phone and you can book another fast pass. So you can book one more fast pass, and then once you complete that fast pass, you can book a 5th fast pass, and so on and so on. You're not going to be getting a lot of selection because it's sort of whatever's left, but still that's great, you know. I'll take Winnie the Pooh, you know, I'll go on the teacups, that's totally fine. I'll go on the Haunted Mansion if it's a fast pass, or Pirates, that's great. So that's another little tip that you can do, is you can book some more fast passes once you use up your original ones. My last point or tip, I don't know if it's controversial, but it's definitely a matter of opinion. In my personal opinion, and some of my friends' opinions that I've suggested this to, is if this is your first time to Walt Disney World, don't use your fast passes on fireworks or shows. Again, shows like musicals and stuff, absolutely, if that's something you really want to do. But for the most part, for the fireworks, like Wishes at Magic Kingdom, or Illuminations at Epcot, or even Finding Nemo or the Lion King musicals at Animal Kingdom, there's always lots of space and almost every seat is a good seat. With the fireworks displays, it doesn't matter where you are in that park, you're going to see it. It's going to be a magical experience, especially your first time. You know, I would highly recommend using your fast passes for the attractions first, and then maybe later on, or your second visit, maybe you want to try out like the select seating areas. But I'm not saying they're not fabulous, because they are, you know, they're prime seating areas, but it doesn't really matter where you are to watch the fireworks or to watch Illuminations. They're amazing. You know, it's going to be magical no matter where you are. So those are my tips. I hope you enjoy them, and hopefully some of them are useful. If you have some FastPass Plus tips, please leave them below in the comments. We hope you liked this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did. We put out new videos every Friday, and if you subscribe, we will let you know what those are. So that's great. So until we talk to you next time, until we see you next time, I should say, take care.